Konnichiwa! Streets of Rage is one of my all-time favourite beat-em-ups. In fact, beat-em-up games are the games that I absolutely love out of all the genres you can pick from. And today we're going to be looking at a very special version of Streets of Rage. We're going to be looking at Streets of Rage Zombies. My name's Mike, and this is the Retro Gamer Boy Show. Streets of Rage Zombies! I had no idea this game even existed. I knew about Streets of Rage Remake. It's one of my all-time favourite Streets of Rage games. It's a fan-made game that combines 1, 2 and 3 together with a ton of other options. Options to create your own versions of the game, unlocks, you can have lights. Anyway, it's just crazy good. Check out Streets of Rage Remake. But Streets of Rage Zombies, it's only just hit my doorstep and it's been out for a while. So we're going to check out Streets of Rage Zombies. But before we do that, if you're not subscribed, you can do that by clicking on a little button just below the video. And make sure you drop into the comment zone below and let me know if you knew about Streets of Rage Zombies or any other Streets of Rage games. So there are other Streets of Rage fan-made games. Things like Streets of Rage Turtles, Streets of Rage Moscow, Streets of Rage 2X, and Streets of Rage Kamurocho? Anyway, the one that's based on the Yakuza Sega games, the official release one that was only a single level. You got to check out that one on Steam. But Streets of Rage Zombies has completely passed me by. And so this weekend I sat down with it and played through the game, and I'm blown away by how good this game is. So what is it? So Streets of Rage Zombies is a fan-made title. It uses the BOR engine. This is the Beats of Rage engine that was made open source quite a while ago, and which my favourite Streets of Rage game of all time, Streets of Rage Remake, is made on. There's a sort of a story that goes along with it, as with any kind of zombie apocalypse type game. The city's been infected and our heroes have to go out there and defeat all manner of nasties. There is a little bit of a twist because Skate is missing and we're off to go find Skate and try rescue him in these streets of zombies. So we start the game off with our normal character selection screen. Now we've got Adam, Max, Blaze, Axel, Shiver, and we've got a zombie version of Blaze that you can play as well. There are 4 stages throughout the entire game, but levels or stages go on for freaking yonks. Just to finish stage 2 took me about 40 minutes. So this is an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2-hour game that you can indulge in. And it is just pure eye candy. Now several of the levels that you're going to traverse are brand new, completely recreated especially for this game. You'll see levels from Streets of Rage 2 and Streets of Rage 3 in there, and you're going to see levels from Night Slashers and Mutation Nation. Combat is fast and furious. They've taken the Streets of Rage mechanics, the Streets of Rage fight engine, and applied it here and added some extra mechanics into it. Double tap attack moves are insanely good. They seem to go on for yonks as your character unleashes a barrage of kicks and punches to take out the enemy. Your special moves no longer take away health, and this is vital in this game because the levels are so long and there are so many enemies on screen that you need as much life and as many of these special moves as possible. In fact, the combat mechanics are perfectly suited to the zombie apocalypse. You need to be able to throw off as many moves as possible to take on the sheer number of zombies that are going to get in your path. Enemy combat tactics have been switched up for this game as well. We now have projectile and area effect attacks, as well as your close quarter attacks and weapon attacks. And these area of effect damage moves are insanely powerful and can take out your character within a matter of moves. It's not just the levels and combat mechanics that have been overhauled, the sprites have had a great rework. You're going to see characters from Streets of Rage 1, 2 and 3 appearing here, all in zombie form. And it's awesome just checking out some of the zombification that's happened on some of these characters. And some of these characters are barely recognizable with the amount of degradation that's happened to their bodies over time. Missing arms, stomachs, even whole missing torsos from these characters. Plagas-like enemies that spit acid at you. It's just a stunning work of art what they've done with these characters. As you fight them, they all have their own special moves. Some use their arms to attack you, some use those spitting projectiles that I mentioned, and others are even on fire, causing you damage as you get close to them. One of the most satisfying animations within the entire game is when you dispatch a zombie and it explodes in a ball of bone and guts on the floor. It's pretty gruesome, but at the same time freaking awesome! Now once you get to the end of stage 3, this is where the game has a nice little mechanic and branches. There's 2 separate storylines for stage 4, both of them having a unique twist. And there's a guest character that makes an appearance in the game. Fans of Resident Evil are going to love seeing the pixelated version of the Nemesis. Now this series changed the fighting genre, the beat 'em up genre on consoles forever. It showed what was possible on these old 16-bit machines. And whilst Streets of Rage Zombies maintains the 16-bit aesthetics of the game, it really isn't a 16-bit game. There's a large number of colours and animations and characters on screen that you just couldn't achieve with these old 16-bit consoles. The soundtrack as well isn't a 16-bit soundtrack, it's a modern soundtrack, and I would love to see the dev team here introduce a 16-bit original soundtrack to the game. Now it isn't just zombies that you get with Streets of Rage Zombies, there's 3 other game modes in there as well. There's Corrupted Cops, Craniac and Pop. Now in Corrupted Cops you play a level or 2 where all the enemies are actually police officers. So I guess you're the bad guy taking out the police officers, and it's great to see like Signal A and Signal Y all dressed up as cops. Every single one of your favourite enemies are in there dressed up as policemen trying to take you out. Craniac is a subset of brand new levels based on Streets of Rage Zombies. And at the end, you get to fight the woman from the ring. She comes out of the TV and everything. And the last one is Streets of Rage Pop. And from what I can tell, it kind of picks up different genres, different eras, and mashes those together. So to start off, we have this like Russian oligarch that you're fighting. He spews out money everywhere, and you've got these kind of kinky nuns that you're fighting. Then we go into the bridge level of Streets of Rage 2, and you've got a ton of punks that you have to fight. And then you end up in the container of Streets of Rage 2, where you take on some SMS and bondage characters as your final task. So a kind of mishmash of different areas all pushed together into one level. Pop is definitely the craziest of all the extra modes. A huge amount of work has obviously gone into this fan-made version of Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage Zombies has stunning animation, level design, combat design, music is good, would have loved it to be in 16-bit, there's obviously still a chance, it's a fan-made game so it always gets updated. But overall, the package is brilliant. Those extra game modes, there's a high score mode, and you can save your progress. There's little nods to the Streets of Rage series and other beat 'em up games. See if you can see the Final Fight reference in there. And there's just a ton of content for you to play around with. The homebrew scene for Streets of Rage is one of the best out there, and one that I really enjoy engaging with. Even now, I'm finding brand new games that I had no idea existed. And definitely Streets of Rage Zombies is one of the best that I've played. So there we go, Streets of Rage Zombies, one of the better Streets of Rage homebrew games that I've played in a long while. I would have loved to have this on a physical cartridge playing on my Mega Drive over here, but it's obviously way too advanced for something like the old Mega Drive here. But I do have it on my arcade machine. Now there are a number of other Streets of Rage games and we're definitely going to cover them on the show here. We're going to cover Streets of Rage Moscow and Streets of Rage 2X as well. As always, if you've enjoyed the show, it would be awesome if you could subscribe. We put out brand new retro gaming videos every single Monday, and you can make sure you never miss one by clicking on the little bell just below the video. And if you can't wait until Monday, don't worry, because we have a huge back catalogue of retro gaming videos for you to enjoy, 2 of which you can watch over here.